Welcome to Inside the Game on the National Soccer Network. Now, here are your hosts, Jonathan Turner and Nathan Wangler.
Welcome in this morning to Inside the Game. I'm Jonathan Turner alongside Nathan Wangler, Ryan Glinsky. I'm laughing because I threw a roll of duct tape at Ryan right before we went live.
That thing was huge.
Did you deserve it?
I didn't see at first what it was, but man, we're still here.
He didn't think I was going to do
Did
it.
he deserve it?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
What?
Yeah,
I didn't even do anything. I was just counting you down.
Oh, man. Well, welcome into number 188 here on this Wednesday morning hump day here on Inside the Game, and we're excited to have you back here. Hey, quick shout out to Beer Middle School. I guess my daughter's classmates tend to watch our show, so I know.
Really?
Sixth graders watching Inside the Game. Why not, right? So
Okay.
a shout out to Beer Middle School.
Beer Middle School?
Beer,
That's
yes, yes.
great.
It's a very interesting name for a school, especially one of middle schools. But
Yeah.
Beer Middle School, a shout out to them. I don't know what's our mascot.
Was there like some dude named like Ulysses S. Beer once upon a time that like founded
Probably,
the school?
and it
that's
is
why
spelled
it's called Beer?
Beer. So there's not like it's not like it's
There's no mistake in it.
yeah. There's no mistake in it. It's definitely
beer, but it's pronounced beer. Okay, all right. Interesting.
But yeah, so a
What
shout
was your
out
question?
to Beer Middle School, and we appreciate you watching and tuning in here each and every
Appreciate
day.
your tutelage.
So, but welcome back here to Inside the Game. We're gonna have a good show here. We gotta have some interesting conversations today. If you could, and my family's done this on some occasion, where maybe in the past, your parents were like, "Hey, Nathan, what do you want for dinner tonight?" And you're like, "Well, I want McDonald's." And they're like, "Well, how about we get McDonald's and we get Wendy's?" But so imagine taking the best fast food options around and make them into a meal. What would they be? I mean, you think about the fries, think about the entree, think of main course, I guess, so to speak, in the fast food world. The drink, because let's be honest, man, getting a Coke from McDonald's is very different than getting a Coke from anywhere else, right? So we know that.
100%.
We know that. So like,
Right.
if you were just like, hey, I'm gonna go and get from each place, what would it be? What would create that perfect meal for you, including dessert, by the way? Because we know that like there are certain places that have got good, you could have, well, I don't know if I put Taco Bell's churros up there anymore. Then back in the day as a kid, they were pretty good. But,
Churros or Cheerios?
churros.
Oh, okay. All right.
What
Cheerios
do
are
they call
pretty
those
good,
things?
too.
I
They
didn't
call
know
them
Taco Bell
cinnamon
had
twists, or
Cheerios.
what do they call them? Churros. But,
Churros.
well, anyways, you can have
Cinnabons.
We're going to dive
That'd
into
be
that this
great.
morning. And Ryan, what else we can talk about here today?
Oh, we got a ton of stuff that we can talk about. It's more of it's gonna be like a choose your own book adventure thing. We got
Literally
a whole bunch of stuff.
buffet.
We could go down the path
Oh.
of Pochettino recently. He's made 2 stories that I find pretty interesting. Or we could go into the youth route with what the U17 is doing and what their prospects have been doing and what someone was coined a baby so-and-so, a really good current soccer player. So we could choose the youth route, or we could use simply just what Pochettino has been saying about a couple things recently. Choose your own
Also
adventure.
got a little post-traumatic stress disorder when it comes to the youth level, the team they're playing next.
Yeah.
They got Morocco on the docket, so that's never fun. But we'll see. We'll see what happens.
Yeah,
Anyway, go ahead.
I'm not opposed to any of it. Let's see how much time we can spend. I think we get to those first, and then we can dive into what we're talking about as far as food here towards the tail end. Because I think the closer we get to the top of the hour at 10 o'clock, I think we get closer to when we can actually order food for ourselves and actually have something.
Yeah,
So-
I'm not gonna lie. Pre-show we were talking about it. I was like, I'm hungry.
So maybe we'll get into that. But before we do, last night I had a chance to go watch a movie with the family. I haven't been to the movie theater in a bit. And, here in Michigan, MJR theaters, I think Tuesday it's like $5, whatever it is, all day $5 movie passes. So we got in there, watched the movie last night. To be fair, a lot of times I have a clear understanding of what I'm walking into. Like literally, I mean, typically, like, we're gonna go watch Avengers Endgame. You know what you're walking into, right? Your sports movie. I've seen here, obviously, in the past, and so, but no clue. I know my wife Bianca had sent me like a text message that I didn't pay attention to as far as the trailer, and you want to go to a movie with us tonight? I said, sure, I'll go to a movie. And so we get there, and like my wife does most of the time, she fell asleep pretty quickly into the film. Like the movie was called The Long Walk. So I mean, I think to be fair,
it's a long movie.
Yeah, you might take a long nap watching The Long Walk. I mean, so here we're watching this movie, and I don't want to be like spoiler, but let's just say it's like Hunger Games meets, I don't know, some kind of a cross country meet.
It's based on a true story, though, right?
Huh?
It's based on a true story, though, right?
I don't.
Is it?
I don't think this is. I don't know. I'd have to ask I don't think it's based on a true story. I've never heard this movie is like The Hunger Games.
Intense? Oh, it is. Oh, okay.
It's based on a Stephen King novel, but I mean, like, so yeah,
King
that shit's crazy.
By the way, Bianca's here, so she's telling John what the movie was actually about.
Well, so anyways, I get into my chair. We're sitting there, we're getting popcorn, and some. So it's getting ready, and this thing rolls in, and it kind of starts off a little slow, and then all of a sudden, like some crazy shit goes down, and it immediately wakes up Bianca, and the rest of the movie she's in, because now it's like you can. I mean, it was a very interesting movie, huh?
I said it's palpable.
It's weird because it's got this component where you're falling in love with the characters, and then you're watching them, like in Hunger Games, you're watching them slowly just be dismissed. I mean, as actually they say, they punch your ticket is what they would say, I think, in the movie. Your ticket's been expired.
Oh boy.
And
man.
but I actually recommend it to anyone over the age of 19. Anyone under the age of 19, maybe you shouldn't watch that. But very, very good movie. Very good movie last night to go watch. The Long Walk, I think it's The Long Walk. The Long Walk is what it's called.
Kind of like oh crap, what's the one that's out right now where they go and they play a game for like a jackpot of like $1 million or whatever, and they do all these like red light, green light and stuff.
Oh yeah. Well, supposedly this thing is out of theaters tomorrow, so I guess I wasn't aware of that. So, but I mean, then go watch it on streaming platforms afterwards. I guess it's not going to be available. Go buy the DVD.
Squid Game
DVD.
Got it.
Anyways, we got a great show for you here this morning. We'll dive into a lot of soccer talk. We'll get into some food. We'll have some fun. It's Wednesday. It's episode number 188 here of Inside the Game on the National Soccer Network.
Experience the thrill of the game like never before with NSN's Game Rewind.
Dive into full match commentaries enhanced with cutting-edge dynamic graphics.
Letting you relive the highs and lows of your favorite matches in astonishing detail.
Whether it's a championship win or a legendary play,
NSN Game Rewind bridges the past and future with a broadcast experience designed to captivate.
Call 586-304-4405
and start watching today.
Welcome back here to Inside the Game this Wednesday morning. John Turner alongside Nathan Wenger, Ryan Glinsky. And Nathan, I didn't have a chance to ask you when we came in on our opener. How's everything going, man? How you doing?
I'm doing great. What was I coming in? I was coming in excited because Ryan previewed one of the things we were talking about yesterday. So I actually really was looking forward to sharing my thoughts on that, and coming from a unique perspective too, because I think one of my selections is very unique. So I was excited about that. But I'm also sore. I've been on a little bit of a health kick lately, so I've been doing that a little bit more, just trying to get back into playing shape. Maybe instead of playing FIFA, all three of us can go play footy together as a family. It's been a while.
Yeah.
I haven't played since I was like 5, so I gotta get back into the groove. It's been 2 decades, so
I
2
think you've
decades
got to.
plus.
I think first and foremost, I think you've got to get closer to Connor Stalions looking for you. I mean, you've already done what he's done. I mean, so maybe,
Kind of look like him a little bit.
yeah. I mean,
maybe not really.
you just got to put on a
just
Michigan
enough.
hoodie.
Go full bald.
Yeah. That's true. Well, it's coming, man. I mean, it's I got.
Before the break, we saw you do the
up here.
6'7". Was there a reason you did that? I mean, it wasn't. We didn't say 6'7", did we?
No, I don't think so.
No, I mean it's
No.
impossible.
Oh, but Nate, I'm also
Becoming delirious. What's that?
I'm also with you. I hit a leg day yesterday. Squatted 315 for the first time. Yeah, my legs hurt.
I can't stand correctly. I'm like walking on stilts. It's terrible.
Like my whole legs just hurt right now. Like I can't do anything. But
That's one of those things. Yeah, you don't bend them. You just move around like a robot. Yeah, that's.
I
exactly
think I'm
where
playing
at
pickup
right now.
basketball tonight, so it's gonna be even worse.
But no, I'm doing great.
Well, it's good to hear. Ryan, what are we gonna talk about?
Do we want to go Pochettino or do we want to go youth prospects? What do we want to do?
Well, I feel like for the sake of time, I think we should go youth prospects first.
Oh, because the food's gonna take a while. Yeah, fair enough. Look at John. No wonder you're so important around here. All right, so let's go. Where's it at? Oh, here it is. So the U17 USA team has made history. They are the first ever USA U17 team to go 3-0 in their group stage. They topped the group yesterday with their victory over the Czech Republic. However, that's not the main thing. We'll talk about a couple of hot prospects. Kevin Sullivan, one of them, 2 goals and 1 assist so far this tournament, and had a Panenka goal, which if you don't follow us on TikTok, make sure you do, because that video is popping off right now. Over 30,000 views about my video on that. 1 assist, player of the match in all 3 games. And then, I don't know how to pronounce it. It's like Matthias Albert. Matthias Albert. That's
maybe Mateus.
the commentator didn't say Matthias, so that's why I'm
Is
confused.
it an A?
Huh?
Wait, I'm trying to read. Anyways, go ahead. Go ahead. with what
Okay,
you're
I
saying.
think Albert is like French for something. He has 1 goal so far in the tournament, but has looked really good going forward. He currently had 15 goals in 38 appearances for Dortmund, their U19 team. He is also 17 years old, by the way. Currently plays for their second team. They will play Morocco on Friday. But do you take anything out of the U17 World Cup, or do you take anything about how well these prospects have been playing before they even get to the senior level, whether that's club or country?
Yeah, I think you do. I think here's the thing, right? We saw what happened with the U20s here just recently too, right? And they made their way all the way down to a quarterfinal before falling, I think, to Morocco, wasn't it?
Yeah, they lost to Morocco, which Morocco won the whole thing.
Yeah. So again, I think that we can say take anything away from success, good, bad, or indifferent. But I think that if you're going to measure this team, it's not about what they did in the group stages, what they do in the knockout stages, right? And because again, that's the test, right? It's like, okay, we got out of the group, and whether the group was good, bad, or whatever, it's now what do you do with it, right? Hey, I think we had the same measuring stick with the U.S. men's national team. Getting out of the group isn't enough, right? It's not enough. And so it's expected, get out of the group. And now what do you do? Can this team make their way to a semifinal? Can they make their way to a final? That they have to go through Morocco. I think it's also another telltale sign that we do have youth, right? And that we are developing players at a young level. And while we might not know their names, we're consistently seeing teams performing at a high level at the younger ages. And that bodes well for our future. And that, again, but I also say that when it comes to U.S. men's national team, we saw Gio Reyna, on the World Cup at 18. We saw Pulisic, same thing, younger player in that mix. Are these players even making their way onto the senior team and in the conversation? Because right now, anywhere else across the world, your top players who are 16, 17 years old, they're not playing on the U17 team. They're playing on the U20 and they're playing on the senior team. And so that's where, are these players really the next batch? maybe not, because they're not playing with the seniors right now.
I would maybe differ a little bit on that. I think allowing them to marinate more at the younger levels is not a bad thing. I think when you see, especially with the 2022 iteration of the U.S. men's national team, like, yeah, you had a lot of young prospects on that team, but that's maybe out of necessity. Maybe you didn't quite have the depth that you have now. So I kind of take it from that perspective. Like, just because they're playing on the U17s doesn't mean they're not capable. I just think right now that they have too many people in front of them, and that's a good thing at 17 years old if they're not on the national team. That means that we have depth. I think that's a good sign. What I'll say is I think teams, in order to get over the hump, they need the get over the hump team in front of them, right? They need like the supervillain that they need to get over in order to get to that place that they want to go. And Morocco is exactly that for this U.S. youth national team, this U17 team. And I've seen so many memes left and right about having to play Morocco, knock them out of the Olympics, knock them out of the U20 World Cup. So now the U17s get their crack at Morocco. So there's just kind of this understanding that, that is the team that they have to get over. So that can be a good thing for a squad, because it really forces you to kind of blend and really figure it out, because it's tough to beat a team 3 times, but that's what Morocco is going for. But I thought there was a really good quote after this game. Cavan, how do you pronounce his first name? Sullivan? I think it's Cavan. Yeah. But had a really good quote after that game. Said there's something about the American culture that screams brotherhood. I think we have certainly had that ever since we started the cycle nearly 2 years ago. And I know that just seems like a bunch of words, but he goes, I'm a firm believer in you need both, the ability to be as a family. We're just a family. We'll do anything for each other. And I think we have the talent that goes with it. It's not just hard work. I'm a firm believer that you need both of those things. And I think we have that. So I think this U17 team has proven that, they can really push the ballot. And I think Kevin Sullivan's a dog. I don't know. I don't know what, that materializes into, but I think he's developed well. And again, Ryan was talking about it, like that goal that he had off the PK was sick. So I think this is a team that's really capable. I think they do have some great individual players. I'll be interested to see what they do. Again, at 17 years old, it's a little far out to start, making like grandiose assumptions about what their career is going to look like. But I do think anytime you can make history, much like the U20s did, and that's only the second time I think in history that they've gone undefeated in the group played in the first round, 3-0-0. That's only the second time they've ever done it. So that's all that put together is pretty sick to see.
Yeah, no, I don't disagree with you. And again, I when it comes to talent identification in this country, we've talked about that's one of the areas that we're not the best at, as far as nationally, for the U.S. men's national team and others. And so the fact that we're having success at the younger, and again, if we can find our younger age groups to actually go into the knockout rounds, get deep in the tournament, go into a semifinal, into the final, that bodes well for experience. It bodes well for obviously what we're trying to accomplish at the senior level. So all those things are great. And the U.S. men's national team, I think, is considered the second youngest team roster right now. In the world, and so they're a younger roster, so they're not going to have the likes of a 35-year-old on their team for the most part. We do see a Tim Ream who's in his late 30s, 38 years old, possibly making this World Cup squad. So, I think that's a good sign. I just for us, I think what we have to start thinking about is what we just saw with the U20s. They got out of their group stage. They finished the top of that table, right, in that group stage. They made their way in the knockout round. They won their first, and they won some big time matchups against Spain and Germany in that tournament.
Italy,
Italy. Thank you.
Italy. Yep.
Yeah. And so that's a good win against a very good country. Can you find a way to go out and beat Morocco here on this week and then get your way into a quarterfinal and into a semifinal? That would be the thing that I would like, because otherwise, is it a failure? Is it a failure if you win the group but don't make it to a semifinal? And I would argue, based on the way that they're playing, I would say probably it is a failure.
Yeah. I guess so. Yeah, I would say of course that our players are going to these high impact clubs like Albert, obviously with Dortmund, and we already know what Reyna and Pulisic did over there, and then McKennie, Adams, they're all doing their thing in Europe as well, and I liked I personally would rather our top prospects go to the Bundesliga, just because the Bundesliga is kind of a selling league and they sell their best players to either Bayern Munich or other clubs. But the Bundesliga also, I would say, gives more opportunities to younger players. The Premier League, you kind of just look at Pep Guardiola and Liverpool, that's really, or Pep Guardiola, Man City, and then Liverpool, that's really about it. Everyone else kind of plays like older players and players that are in the mid-20s. But the Bundesliga, that's just kind of how it is. But ever since the failure of the World Cup, we've seen a lot of young American soccer players go over there. There's another one here in the MLS that has a good nickname that we'll get to here shortly, who's currently on this U17 roster as well. But I just hope that eventually this can translate to our senior team, and eventually these players can get up. I mean, they're young players. I mean, trying to think of the youngest players, Lamine Yamal was really good at the age of 16. He won the Euros with Spain, and then Kylian Mbappe was 18, scored the second teenager of all time to ever score in a World Cup final. Mbappe did that, but these players are not going to be doing that. But it's a promising sign to see.
And I do think it's important to mention, like, rushing prospects can really have a negative effect too, because we've talked about players that have made
Riley
their
Green and
debuts,
Spencer Torkelson. Sorry.
Yeah, I mean, that's baseball. I mean, we know it's a different world, right? Like, I tried to stay away from that, but that's true. It's true. Like, if you rush players too early, that can also have a negative effect, because there also have been other players that have made their debuts extremely early and have just kind of disappeared into Neverland. Like, they get garbage minutes off the bench here, they're, there, because organizations, they see what a PR dream it is, especially to prove what their player development is like, if they can put someone out there that young on the senior team. That's brownie points for those people. Like, that's proving, like, hey, we're doing our jobs really well. But if you rush somebody, you're going to destroy that kid if he's not actually able to compete on that level. So that's why I don't necessarily mind the U17 kids getting a little more marinating. And I think it's just it maybe a little short-sighted to be like, well, if you were anything, you would be on the senior team right now. Yes, but at the same time, I do appreciate the fact that we can let these kids have their success and develop and continue to develop, especially together, because I like the idea of them coming up as a group. I also think that's another great thing. I like seeing players get promoted together, make those journeys together. It's a big difference. When you learn how to win and you learn how to win together, if you can take that to every level with you, that's going to translate to pretty much every single level. Now taking one individual player and dropping them in a brand new environment, especially in the senior environment, that could go one of two ways. But it's cool to see them bringing the crop up together. You feel like that U20 group, they're all together. They're on the come up. That U17 group, obviously with what they're doing, they're all developing at the same time. I like the idea of slow playing that. I really do.
I mean, Kevin's a professional. A majority of these players at that level are, if not in the professional already, they're in the MLS Next Academy Pro, kind of environment. These kids have been tested. I mean, Kevin joined Philadelphia Union at 14 years old, the youngest player to ever play.
Yes.
Right. So I mean, the reason he's having success is because he's already been in those pressured moments, playing in front of big time crowds. There is something to be said about playing and giving a player a chance to kind of breathe. I think not all players are built in a way in which they can go out there in those moments and at a young age and rise to the occasion. But I think we're starting to see more athletes be able to do that, they're more prepared for it, just probably based on the current environment. Again, if this team and specifically U.S. men's national team is looking to go to the next level, which is to win big in World Cups, right? And maybe not win the World Cup right away, but get to a semifinal, get deep into the World Cup. They're going to have to do it with younger, more talented players, right, to get them in the mix. And so having these players having success at this level against future potential World Cup senior team players is a good sign. I just want them to learn how to win at this age too, right? It's one thing to be good. It's one thing to be great. I mean, Messi took him a long time to win a World Cup in his career internationally. Greatest player of all time. Couldn't do it for a long time. Got it done here just a couple years ago, right? And so, but he had been there before, yes, but he hadn't won it, right? And so we want to see this younger batch of players carry a trophy, right? A big time trophy. And this country's never won on the youth side a youth World Cup. We've never done it. We've never obviously won it at the senior level either. But if you want to start the process, what do? You got to win it down there because now they know how to win. Now they know how to win the big tournament. So I think that's something that I think that U.S. Soccer is also maybe paying attention to. And while maybe not seeing some of these players in the senior environment right away, we got to get these guys to win down here first. Learn how to win. And so I think there's a lot of different layers to peel back on that. But it's good that they're having success. It's good that they're able to go and have to make some history, win the group here, right? Do so 3-0. I think that's great. Now what do you do with it, right? I mean, there are a lot of teams that rank number one beginning of the year, right? They're the best team in the country, best team in the league. They're the best of this. And then what happens? They get beaten around, in the knockout stages, first game in the knockout stages. They don't rise to the occasion in the rest of the tournament. We need to see this team go as far as possible, get past a quarterfinal, get into a semifinal. So then you're competing for a third place, right? And that would be a huge thing as well. And so love to see him get into a semi.
Yeah, it's also worth noting that this is the round of 32. They have so many teams that are, I think with the World Cup, the senior one expanding, they're actually in the round of 32. So treat it like March Madness. But another player on the U17 that this nickname was back in like March, but it's popped up again heading into the World Cup is Chase Adams of the Columbus Crew. Nicknamed Baby Holland because he broke Holland's record back in March with 10 goals against the U.S. Virgin Islands. But no, he's on this roster again. He's made one appearance, or two appearances, I should say, in this U17 World Cup. Currently plays for the Columbus Crew. 2, has 3 assists in 3 U.S. Open Cup games, I believe, this past season. In the MLS Next Pro, he had 10 goals and 1 assist in 22 games. Again, anything out of this, or you just... let's see what he does at the next. I mean, he's not going to be Holland, I'll tell you that. But that's what FIFA has coined him.
10 goals against the U.S. Virgin Islands. I mean, I don't know. I mean, that's ridiculous. But it's also, I don't really think that makes you the next great thing. I don't know, JT. You and I have had conversations about this, like clubs and people and their willingness to, hey, we got the next GOAT, or we got the next guy, or he's the next one. He's the next one up. He's the chosen one. Like. Okay, that's a ridiculous performance, but the Columbus Crew too, like, I'm sorry, I got to see more out of this kid before we start naming him Baby Holland. I don't know exactly where we're coming from. Like, yeah, he's a talented player, but like, we need to be careful with throwing around, and especially crowning players too early. I talked about this with Gio Reyna, and I thought that was an issue. Not everybody crowned him early, and I agree to that, but when you do that and you put the expectation that, oh, we got Baby Holland coming up, you better be damn sure, or close to damn sure, that he's even in the neighborhood of Holland, because I don't know how you can make an assumption like that from what he's done so far. Yeah, 10 goals is ridiculous. That's amazing. That's great and everything. But like, you don't just see a really talented basketball player and go, yep, that's baby LeBron, right? No, I'm sorry. Like, sorry, that's not how that works. So. Yeah,
well,
I got to see more
out
of
baby
him.
LeBron.
Yeah, Bronny. Well,
there was literally a baby LeBron.
I completely agree with you. I think that, again, we see this all the time, and it's at all levels of sports in this country, where a kid will go off and have an unbelievable game, or a season, or a beginning start to a season, and then it all falls off. It's not. But then again, who are they playing? You go off and you score a hat trick against Germany. That is way more valuable than 10 goals against the Virgin Islands, or whatever. It's way more valuable. And I think that's an important thing, because we hear this all the time, especially in the high school environment, where kids like goes off and has like a 75-goal season. And you're like, who did he play against? Well, he played against I don't know, Hamtramck, whatever, with 12 kids on their team, and only 8 showed up. It's like he scored 13 goals in one game. That's great. Good for you. But then there's a kid who scored 25 goals but gets the best teams in the state. Yeah. And that kid, okay, well, what's the difference between the 25 goals he scored and the 80 the other guy scored? There's a significant difference, And so I think that is an important thing to understand. And while Chase Adams very well may be the next coming of what he's been, Baby Holland, great. Well, the problem that I have with that is that he hasn't done anything yet. You haven't done anything. I mean, okay, you're on Columbus Crew too, and that's a feat. I mean, it's a MLS Next Academy team, right? Great. I could have swore I thought I called his name last year in the UPSL finals. It was in Columbus
Well,
Crew.
it's probably a very common name, Chase Adams.
Yeah, but I mean, Columbus Crew too. I was there in Columbus last year. Me and you, Nate, were there. The name sounds extremely familiar. I feel like I've called his name before, but anyways, you just can't do that. I'm sorry. That's all media just trying to get clicks, getting us to talk about it because
And it clearly worked.
Well, it worked for you. You're the one who picked this, my guy. So it worked for you. I didn't pick this topic.
Technically, this topic, I've made this graphic like last week, like 2 weeks ago, probably. So we just never talked about it,
but again, I did not have.
But it fits today. It fits today with the youth prospects. So
absolutely, it does. Is Chase Adams a youth? Has he played any minutes in this World Cup?
Yeah. I said he made 2 appearances.
So but he hasn't started though.
I don't know if it starts or not, but he's played 2 games.
Well,
goals.
Let's verify that. Like right now, I want to know if he started. He's had 2 appearances. Any goals?
No goals. There's only been the only players to score was Sullivan and Albert.
So we're talking about a player who scored 10 goals again in the U.S. Virgin Islands game. Which didn't they make a movie about a team from the U.S. Virgin Islands, like a movie about like how they were like the worst team ever, and like I could have sworn they just made a movie about this. So he scored 10 goals against a no-name team that they probably won 27-0. And we're gonna call him Baby Holland. He hasn't scored a goal in the World Cup at U17.
I just think this is also like this is such, and I mentioned this the other day. I think like as Americans too, we have such a knee-jerk reaction to players having like great individual performances that we want to crown them like the next thing.
Though. Like there's a
goalkeeper.
Well, I mean,
on its face, 10 goals in a game is pretty.
There was a goalkeeper.
But,
there was a goalkeeper that had the most career saves ever, like some crazy number here in Michigan. And what it just showed, their teams were getting murdered like 11, 12, 15. He was seeing 30 shots a game, 40 shots a game. He was saving 10. He was saving 25 and letting 10 in. But he was like the most saves ever, right? Recorded. Now you're having individual efforts, but he had a terrible defense and a terrible team played in front of him. He just happened to be the beneficiary of seeing a ton of shots. And to be fair, as a former goalkeeper, I would have loved to see 30 shots in a game. But I don't know if I want to let 10 in. We can talk about him scoring 10 goals and how great of an individual feat that is. But to be fair, if you are a phenomenal soccer player amongst a bunch of non-good, bad players, it doesn't really matter. You're going to score some goals. And so I don't know, put a lot of stake in that. I want to know how he's doing against teams that he's playing against that are of equal caliber. That's how you can tell. Like the 10 goals, throw that out for a second. Great, he scored 10 goals. But if he's scoring a goal every game in his Columbus Crew 2 environment against really good players, and he's scoring 10, 12 goals a season, that's different. But to score 10 goals against an inferior opponent and say that's the greatest thing, I'm sorry. I don't buy that. I've seen a lot of players score a shit ton of goals. Doesn't make him great. Just makes him the happy beneficiary playing against a bad team. That's it. I mean, so,
Yeah.
And again, I think soccer is one of those things too. Like I think soccer and hockey probably kind of similar in that regard, right? Where like, you could have a player go off and score a ton of goals in a game. And I don't think 10 goals have been scored in a professional game before, but you could have those similar moments. I mean, quarterbacks can go off too on bad teams, but typically they need, there's a lot more that goes into a football game. I think it's easier to score many goals like that in a soccer game than another sport. So,
yeah, it's fair.
Ryan, any updates on his appearances and what he did?
He started.
He started in both?
Yeah.
Fantastic. Any assists or
no goal contributions?
No goal contributions.
No.
Huh?
Nothing.
Ofer. But hey, if he's a player that's going to rise up and have great success, great. It bodes well for us in the United States. I just don't want to start putting some like calling the best player ever or Baby Holland. It just seems to be somewhat silly.
Blame the writers.
That's right. Blame Ryan Glinsky for bringing it into our entire conversation.
My bad.
What do we got for Pochettino before we get into this? So we take our break and go to commercial so we can get talking about food.
I just think the Pochettino discussion will take too long. I mean, maybe do we want to talk about the Trump thing with Pochettino?
Sure. What talk to me.
So
what do you got, Goose?
Pochettino was on a podcast or interview and was asked if he would let Donald Trump hold the trophy, Well, newsflash, we're not going to win the World Cup, so this doesn't even matter anyway. But he said, for sure, I will give the trophy to Donald Trump. He can lift the trophy too, no problem for me. He also mentioned that he likes the way that he's supporting the game of soccer and helping things leading up to the World Cup. But yeah, no, apparently if we win it, Donald Trump's going to be there right with us.
I don't understand why this is a big deal. You know what I mean? Like, is this in itself, somewhat polarizing statement? Is it to say we're going to have if you just said the president, would that have made it less polarizing than saying Trump?
It's just Donald Trump, so people didn't like it. That's why.
No, I'm just curious anyone's thoughts on this. I mean, we don't typically get into politics on this show. I'm just saying that is this in itself a political nightmare? Is it what?
No, because the teams always go visit the White Houses. So I mean, it's like the American teams that win the leagues that go to the White House, like that's political technically because they go to the White House and they might not agree with what Biden has said, Trump has said, Obama has said, Bush has said. So no, I think it's just because it's Donald Trump. That's probably why people don't like it.
No, I absolutely.
Yeah. People have turned down trips to the White House for reasons. I mean, I think.
Well, this is different, right? Typically, the president is. I mean, he might go to the Super Bowl or the national championship, but he's not on the pitch at the end of the game, handing the trophy or being there part of the celebration.
No, he just gets interviewed mid-game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, but I'm just saying that I think that him making that statement. I mean, typically Trump is, or a president would be probably pitch side, for a World Cup trophy celebration. So.
I think Mauricio Pochettino knows what he's doing. I think he knows how to he knows how to do the dance. He knows how to dance to the music. He knows how the game works, and because of that, he is playing the way that he should. Not playing the political game, but he's appeasing the president. I mean, as he should in that position, right? Because he wants to be in good standing with the president. He wants to be in good standing with everybody else. I think what people find interesting about him kind of inserting himself into it or, wanting to be a part of it. We already saw this with the Club World Cup, right? With the whole stage dilemma. You and I talked about this when he was standing right in the front when they were, I forget who won it.
Chelsea.
But Chelsea. Yeah. When they were celebrating their Club World Cup championship and everyone's like,
he's just standing there like,
doing?
What?
Yeah. The issue that people have, again, politics aside, is the fact that sometimes he makes situations about himself. And that's what's really troubling, especially when you talk about this being the world game. Like the political climate that we found ourselves in is not necessarily one that's supportive of people coming from all over the world to watch this tournament. And that's why we've had these conversations time in and time out is like, are we safe to actually host the World Cup in 2026? Like, is this a realistic thing that we're talking about? Because we already have Canada and Mexico going, hey, if you guys need to move games here, we're more than happy. We'll be delighted to move games out of areas that you're not comfortable going to. And so I think that's the thing is, obviously Mauricio Pochettino is going to play the game the way he needs to. He's going to be kind. He's going to play the political game. He's a head coach. He understands how PR works. He's not going to actively rail against the president of the United States 4 months shy of the World Cup or whatever it is that we're at now. But this is the issue that people have. Again, without diving into the weeds, because I don't think that's necessary on our show, and I know that we don't really want to go to that extent. But it's the issue of making it all about himself. But I also think there's a little air of arrogance there too. I mean, I'm sure if you were to ask Donald Trump if we're going to win the World Cup, I'm sure he genuinely believes that we have a chance to win the World Cup. Like I would, which is just hilarious to me. The fact that anyone would even ask that question. If you win the World Cup, can you hold the trophy? Well, you ain't winning the World Cup unless you're going to prove something to us here in the coming months that you're actually capable of doing so. So I think that's the issue. I think that's what people take problem with. It's just the fact that he has to find a way to center himself in everything. And also, how the hell is the president contributing to the growth of soccer in the United States? Like that logic doesn't make any sense to me. But I get setting up a really good tournament and having a good turnout and executing on a World Cup coming to the United States is important.
Hey,
but
anytime
I don't think that's on his shoulders.
Anytime you have someone who has, regardless of who they are, has the ability to talk soccer and promote the game, it's gonna help it grow. Again, it's not gonna grow within the game, but like again, think of I was just having this conversation yesterday about USL and the new relegation pro rel thing that's gonna happen here in a couple of years. We're talking about that and they're like saying, well, is it really going to be possible to compete with the MLS and maybe overtake them? I said, well, if the fan who grew up watching the EPL, which I didn't watch growing up because I didn't have access to it, but the kids who have been having access to the EPL who are in love with Pro Rel, if they can pull this off, you're going to pull people who watch the MLS, well, take that back. There's a lot of people who don't watch the MLS at all and only watch EPL. And so you're going to pull them in because they love Pro Rel. And so they're going to come in and they're going to go there. They're not going to go to the MLS at all. And I think you're going to see MLS people who are fans of the MLS, they're going to start to drift over there as well. You're going to see a shift if they can pull it off. Now, will it mean that they'll be better than the MLS? Time will tell. But I think that's safe to assume that if you are able to deliver on something, I think it can happen. And so with us having more conversations, with having celebrities, having presidents, talking soccer in this country about, hey, how important it is and how you should rally around your local team and be a part of this. All those things bode well towards growing the game. The fan bases, the merch, the advertising, all the things that that's going to help. I don't think it helps like grow like, kids playing, that kind of stuff. I think it helps grow the overall environment because all we talk about is football. All we talk about. I mean, Pochettino has to go on a football show to get soccer in a conversation, right? That's another thing, right? So I think it helps. It doesn't hurt us. And if it was different with a better, more liked president, maybe it has more impact. Maybe it doesn't. Who knows? Either way, it's a good conversation.
There's going to be a massive economic impact either way. Like I think that's the good news that we can take away from this for American businesses, especially in these cities and the surrounding areas. Like that's one of the biggest reasons that plays into why we keep talking about this is going to be the biggest World Cup ever. Because of the impact that it's going to have from a sheer economic standpoint in the United States. So I think that's really important to keep in mind too. And
absolutely.
I think he happened to be in right place, right time. But anyways, go ahead.
Yeah. Let's take a break. Come back. We'll talk how do you make the best fast food meal? Find out after this.
Are you ready to create unforgettable moments for your audience? NSN offers professional live streaming and full broadcast services tailored to your needs.
From high-quality production to exceptional coverage,
We ensure your game or event becomes a spectacle to remember. Book your next game with us today.
call 586-304-4405 to schedule your broadcast.
And let NSN bring the action to life like never before.
Welcome back here into Inside the Game. We're going to dive inside of what could be the best fast food meal. And you're going to be like, well, what does that even mean? Well, if you had, if travel and money, maybe money's not probably the issue, but I think just traveling to different places to get the food, that would probably be, by the time you get there and eat it, it might be tough. I think Ryan even was going to ask, like, where would you actually eat it? Like, where would you eat it? What restaurant, if you could eat it at what restaurant, what would it be? which is an interesting take. But we're gonna dive into this. And I broke
Sure.
mine up, by the way, just so you know, into a burger scenario and into a chicken scenario, because I feel like, you maybe. So I went to a couple different routes with this. So and break it down, and because I just felt like burger's different. So Ryan, are you also involved in this, or is it just me and Nathan?
Ryan
I
better
mean,
be involved in this.
I would hope I'm involved in
Well,
this.
I don't know, man. I mean,
Yeah.
sometimes
I
you
need
just
to
throw
hear
things
it.
out and then take a nap. I mean,
I would hope I'm involved in this.
all right, cool. All right, so let's start this. Do we want to do it where we're gonna basically go down our entire meal, or do we want to go and kind of
Let's do entree by entree. We each pick ours, and then side, and then drink and dessert. Let's do that.
Awesome, cool. Ryan, you're in charge, so you pick who goes first.
I don't care. Someone go. John,
All
you're
right,
up first.
we're
John, you're up
starting
first.
off.
Go.
All right, fair enough. My burger
All
is a Five Guys burger, right? That's the burger. And it's going to be the, I think it's they call it the regular burger, where it comes with, 2 patties on it. And I get my burgers with mushrooms from there. A1 sauce on there as well. And I think pickles. And so that's what I get at Five Guys.
It's fair. Oh, we're going one item and then going
Yep.
around. Okay,
Yeah,
all
yeah.
right. Mr. Triple Bacon Burger from Mr. Burger. Mr. Burger is a Grand Rapids-based burger company. Now, I believe they do have 3 locations here in Grand Rapids, but I believe what they make are smash burgers, if I'm not mistaken. I think it's different than regular burgers, but they're the little ones where you smash them, so they stack 3 of them on top of there. Bacon, cheese, barbecue sauce, all the likes on there. The cheese is great, but yeah, things about that thick. So if y'all are ever on this side of town, just simply because y'all have introduced me to at least 5 different places in the Detroit area since I've been over there, including Wing Shack or Wing.
Well, Wingstop's a national
Shack?
brand. I really didn't introduce you to
Wingstop,
Wingstop.
Chicken
That's-
Shack, Chicken Shack. That's
Now
what I'm
that
going
Chicken
for.
Shack
Big
is
fan of Chicken Shack. That's coming up a little bit later. But Mr. Triple Bacon Burger from Mr. Burger.
okay.
Ryan, go ahead.
Me? I'm not going sandwich. I'm going different from you guys. I'm gonna go. Let's see. How many? I guess I won't say that amount, but I'm gonna go split boneless wings from Detroit Wing Company, garlic parmesan, and sweet barbecue. Mind you, I'm going to put a full disclaimer in there. This has to be between 2 and 5 because they every day between 2 and 5 they have a 40% off boneless wing deal every single day. So specifically between 2 through 5, I'm going boneless wing split, garlic parm, and sweet barbecue. That's where I'm going.
God.
Detroit Wing Company.
Garlic parm is so good.
It is.
And
Just-
it's
the after,
specific-
it's the after
Damn.
effect, though. It's
It's
the after
specifically good. It's specifically the best
Got
at this
gout?
spot.
effect. Okay. So we now go to sides. And so for me, Five Guys cheeseburger, I go McDonald's fries, but they have to be hot. Like right out of the fryer, throw that salt on them, grab them. Otherwise, I'm not going with fries from McDonald's.
Yeah, I think that's the natural selection, right? I'm gonna go fries from McDonald's too, nice little large fries. I'm more about the salt distribution. I mean, it can be moderately warm, but if you don't have enough salt on that thing, I may as well just eat a dry potato.
Do you want the salt to burn your tongue? That's how much salt you want on that bad boy, or do you?
Oh yeah, man. I want to retain every ounce of water I put in my body because that's
Fair
how
enough.
much salt I have in me. So yeah, I'm gonna go with that.
Ryan.
See, I can't choose McDonald's fries because of what I will have to use for McDonald's later on in this thing. So I'm going to go nacho fries from Taco Bell. I think those are really good, very underrated.
Split wings and nacho fries.
This guy over here. That's good. Okay. All right.
Yeah,
Cool.
but I can't choose
love it.
McDonald's because it's something else is better.
Okay. Fair enough.
Fair enough.
Moving on to drink. I Coke Zero is what I go with now, and I would get that from McDonald's. Coke Zero still has.
Wait, we can only use one restaurant though. We can only use restaurant for one thing
per
though.
item. Yeah.
Yeah, it's one per item. So you just
gonna do?
broke the
Well,
rule.
Coke Zero.
What you gonna
then
From where though? Because everything
I
tastes
get it.
differently.
I'd get it from Arby's then.
All right. I'm gonna go honey cinnamon vanilla latte from Big B.
Oh wow.
Is my
Oh,
drink.
okay.
He goes burger, fries, and a coffee.
If
Be a good day right there.
Nate's gonna be on the bathroom for a while.
Well, you got wings and,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
nacho
You got
fries.
I'm gonna
wings
be
and
on the
nachos over
bathroom.
here.
I'm gonna be in the bathroom for a while too.
Fair enough.
I'm going McDonald's Coke because something about it just tastes so good. It also cures hangovers. Just pointing out there as well.
That is not true.
But a
It's-
Coke
helps.
from McDonald's. Chef's kiss.
All right.
Fair enough. Dessert wise, there's a pizza place here in Metro Detroit called Tomatoes Brothers. Tomatoes.
Huh?
And they have a buffet at lunch. And again, this is only during lunch, so I'd have to do probably the same thing with you, Ryan. But they have these Nutella like breadsticks that they have, where they put Nutella and it's like right out of the pizza oven. It's unbelievable. And so that's what I would pick for dessert. I can't have it because of my diabetes, but if I could have it, that's exactly what I would have. The Nutella breadsticks from Tomatoes.
You know, I've loved the emergence of frozen yogurt, the build your own kind of thing. But you know
Like
what?
Froyo?
The OG. Yeah, Froyo. But you know what I like more than that? The OG. Cold Stone Creamery.
Oh,
Big old bowl from Cold Stone
this guy is so
Creamery,
in the
and then I
bathroom,
can
dude,
just
the entire afternoon.
hand pick it, and they're just
Hey man,
they're
if you're building your
whipping
best
it up
lineup,
over
you
there.
should be able to use the bathroom pretty well.
Cake batter ice cream from Cold Stone Creamery with M&Ms, Oreos, and Twix mixed in there.
I mean, to be fair to we were talking about the bathroom, like if you're not using the bathroom after you're eating,
Oh, you should be.
like
yeah.
you're doing something
It's
wrong.
the ultimate lineup right here. Yeah, exactly.
But I'm going out of left field. I'm going to Panda Express for 2 apple pie rolls. I tried this thing one time. They were like, "You want to try an apple pie roll?" And I was like, "No, I'm good." They're like, "We'll give 2 for free." I'm like, "Okay, sounds good. We'll eat it." They give it to me. This thing's amazing. These 2 little apple pie rolls. Oh my god, it's unbelievably good. It's especially when it's warm. John mentioned it has to be hot for his fries. Apple pie roll has to be warm from Panda, and then Nate. We're gonna be in the same bathroom next to each other in the stalls. Stall next to each other. So yeah, it's gonna be bad.
It can be violent,
It's gonna be bad.
very violent. Yep.
I did go the chicken route too. I did. I said that before. If I was going to do this, I wanted to have my other option just in case, depending on the day. And so I went instead. So complete opposites for everything. I went Popeye's chicken sandwich, Arby's curly fries, and I got a Sonic Sprite and strawberry mix because their ice at Sonic is like crushed ice stuff. Man, it's so good.
Right.
And then I went with a nothing bundt cake.
Wow.
A carrot
Now
cake.
that's bathroom.
All right. Okay.
The Popeye sandwich, Arby. Yeah, that's bathroom.
Yeah.
Yeah, if we're going the chicken route, I'm gonna go Raising Cane's. I mean, you like Raising Cane's. Like, I mean, you can't.
When was the last time you had
there's
Raising
one coming
Cane's?
Last year.
Because they just made
it.
obviously they have it now in Michigan State, but they don't have it in Michigan right now, do they?
It's coming to Grand Rapids.
Well, I know
The
they're coming.
building's
They
up.
told you coming here down the road here in Sterling Heights,
Yeah.
but
Yeah, Cane's is so good. So I'll go with Cane's. I'll go Arby's too. Crinkle fries.
gonna go Kicker fries are.
Actually, pretty damn good.
Yeah,
Actually,
okay.
pretty damn good. Either that or I'll go with the jalapeno poppers. But
No, those
either
are good
way.
too.
So we're gonna
Those
go
are-
with Cane's. We'll go with poppers. Drink. Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna get a Sprite from McDonald's. I think McDonald's Sprite is also amazing. It's otherworldly. And then dessert. Man. I'm gonna go with an elephant ear from a truck on the side of the road.
Oh.
An elephant ear elephant ears are good.
Carnival
Yeah.
elephant ear.
Carnival elephant ear. There you go.
There you
Yeah.
go, yeah.
So I'll find a carnival somewhere.
Yeah, you have to.
And then,
yeah.
That'll be my chicken meal. The last
Nice.
leg of that's gonna take me a while to find the elephant ear.
Ryan,
but
you
everything
pick
else
chicken,
would be
so you'd have to pick a
easy.
burger now. Well, I mean, do you even eat burgers typically?
Yeah.
Okay.
Burgers. Fast food joint. Let's see. I would go.
Cracker Barrel.
No. We are not doing
Russ's.
that. No.
Russ's American Diner.
Okay. Burger. See, all my favorite burgers come from restaurants. It's not fast food. I'll go with Junior Bacon Cheeseburger from Wendy's. And then fries, I'll go McDonald's this time. I'll go to McDonald's. I think their fries are really good, but I had to, the McDonald's Coke. McDonald's fries are like this, but the Coke is better. Can I make my drink the dessert too?
What do you mean?
Because I want to go
Yes.
Jamocha shake from Arby's.
Oh,
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Good
But
choice.
like that's like dessert and a drink.
Had it
I
last
don't know
night.
if I don't know if you can. If you went to like was it Steak Shack or is
Steak
it,
and shake?
No, there's another place. Is it called Steak Shack?
There's Steak Shack.
Yeah, Steak Shack.
Steak
you,
Shack.
you get a burger and a milkshake. I don't. That's not dessert. That's just a drink that goes with. So I feel like you could still get an apple pie. Shake Shack. Thank you. Shake Shack. Whatever it's called. So, but
Nate
I feel
said
like
no. Nate said no. Oh, I'm changing it. You just what'd you just say? Shake Shack?
Shake Shack,
Yeah,
yeah.
I want a burger from there. I forgot what I get there though. Because I only go there like once every like 2 years, but that burger, amazing. It's got like peppers on it and something. I'm gonna go that burger, McDonald's fries, Jamocha shake from Arby's, and then my dessert. I don't know. I don't eat desserts outside of apple pies, so I'll stick with kind of the same thing. I'll go Frosty from Wendy's.
you're gonna get a frosty and a
seen the
Jamocha
steak
shake.
bites?
Yeah, I don't know what else to go with here.
Wow, that seems like a lot of.
Again, bathroom.
Have
But if you don't
have
go
y'all
to the
seen
bathroom in
steak
this
bites?
exercise, then like, what's the point?
It's true. You ain't doing it right. Have y'all seen the steak bites at Arby's?
Yeah, I hear they're terrible though.
Really?
Yeah.
All right.
Come on, man. It's
All
steak.
right.
Come on, dude. You're getting what? Steak bites from? I mean,
man.
I get steak bites all the
Yeah.
time from like Stony River. I don't think I'm gonna get the same
Because
value.
you're bougie. You want to point out the steak when you walk in the restaurant. They're like, "Sir, please sit down," and then you can order your steak.
That ain't steak. What is that?
I
Then
want that one. I want
it's
that
ground
one.
beef. We just
Sit
put into a
down.
ball. Burger bites. Anyways, I've heard nothing but great things about those things.
Good. Perfect.
Yeah, but-
All right, I'm gonna go get some.
Yeah, no
Perfect.
worries, no worries. If you want to go back to the same situation you had on Sunday, whatever it was,
No.
at Wendy's, you should definitely try those.
I'll give you a review.
Yeah, they all come out medium rare. All right.
yeah,
Well, what's our
yeah.
question of the day?
Our question of the day is going to be a negative. I just want to point that out. But
Should be a
before,
negative one, yeah.
but before we do that, let's head over to Salt Athletic, the official sponsor of the National Soccer Network. Use promo code NSN15 to save 15% off. Visit saltathletic.com today or scan that QR code. Everyone knows what my answer is going to be to this, but what's the worst food experience you've ever had?
Ever had? I mean, we know yours is Cracker Barrel, so that's
Yeah.
we'll just we already said it. And we had a whole show about it here a few months back.
Yeah.
I don't. That's worst ever. The worst ever. I mean, I've had some experience, but you say worst food experience or like worst?
Like you could be on the bathroom for days. You could have gotten like some sort of food poisoning, or like the service could have been so bad, like something so bad involving food. It could have done something bad to you, or like the service could have been bad. Maybe you were in the drive-thru for like 2 hours, maybe something like that. Like what is it?
I'll tell you the most frustrating thing that I've experienced, to be fair, is since COVID, the restaurant experience is completely different. It just completely,
Yeah.
And I'm not
Yeah.
trying to say that that's like the restaurant's fault. It's probably, to be fair, it's just more society to be 100% honest. But it was like during that time period, like everything has changed. You go to a restaurant now and they're closing their doors earlier. You go to a drive-through and they're like, "Oh, we're out of food." Like things that never happened before now seem to happen all the time. And so for me, I think the thing that we've lost is customer service and consistency in the experience in the restaurant industry since COVID. And so if I would say worst experience, I don't have a worst experience. I just think the experience as a whole is not what it used to be. And there are select moments where I'm like, okay, this is great. This is great service. But I would argue that I think the restaurant industry as a whole has just changed so dramatically since.
Is it fair to say that just like going out to public places has been different since COVID? I mean, it doesn't even necessarily have to be restaurants. Like it could be bars, it could be anything, any sort of public place. Maybe with the exception of sporting events. Sports still feel like sports, but like everything else, I don't know, man. But yeah, definitely restaurants are different. I think it is a generational thing though too. I feel like the younger, like Ryan, your age group, I feel like is really one of the first generations that truly grew up like from the moment they were like fully conscious and aware they had like technology in front of
That's
them.
not true.
Kind of took them took them away from social spheres. What do you mean that's not true?
That's everyone no one really started getting technology until we were like
Maybe younger than you.
4th, 5th grade. People younger than me, you could say that, yes, but no, not me.
Well,
no.
when did you get a phone? Let me ask you that.
7th grade.
When did you get a phone?
When I was 13.
Oh,
that was
okay.
a rule.
So, wow.
I couldn't
so
have
your
a phone
parents
until I
waited
was 13.
Then. Your parents waited then. That was smart. But that's not I feel like that's not the majority of kids now.
No,
The
everyone was
majority of
getting
kids now.
phones probably the year about 12. Everyone was kind of getting 12 about phones.
Okay. Yeah.
Nice.
But anyways, all that to be said, it's different. But worst food experience? So I remember I was doing public address announcing for the NAI Swim National Championships last year, and when you're attempting to feed as many people as were working that event, like you can't necessarily cater every single meal because you're going to run out of money. Like there's just so much money. So there was an older lady who made us food that particular day. She made us, I believe they were egg sandwiches is what they were. And yeah, that didn't settle well with me. I had to run across the pool deck many a times in order to address that situation. So I've had a few different ones. B-Dubs was bad. Obviously, Wendy's, my most recent experience, was terrible. But yeah, that's probably up there. But shout out that lady for making them. I'm a big fan, but I think the eggs might have been expired.
Yeah, I also think too that, and it's a great point because we just talk about our patience. Our patience as individuals, as a society, is well past its brink. Right? I mean, like, how much time do we take to take a deep breath before we just saw this lady in Saginaw that got mad because they didn't have a refund of her coffee or her breakfast from McDonald's, and she throws hot coffee at the worker.
I did see that.
I mean, our patience has been tested and challenged over the last 4 or 5 years. I mean, you can't get in your car and to drive down the road for a few miles without having someone drive by you, or maybe you're even that person who's kind of like, upset, frustrated, whatever. And so I think our patience is definitely different than it's ever been. And that probably also doesn't help in these scenarios. We always try to give people grace and give people the benefit of the
I think
doubt.
people don't know how to talk anymore.
But they don't.
They
Again, I don't know about knowing how to talk as much as it is about communicating effectively in order to solve a problem, right?
Yes.
People come in off from the get-go, they're hot, right? You don't have like this, I'm here, it's like a build. No, it's like, hey, I'm already pissed off, so I'm going to tell you how I feel at 100 versus where I should have been at 20 down here. That's the problem. And then what do you do? What do you do as a restaurant, right? When someone's coming to you and they're all hot, you have to, okay, well,
the
sorry.
Gen Z stare is the funniest thing ever. I love that. Like you say hello to them and they're like,
yeah,
hi.
No
hello?
doubt.
I'm starting a conversation right now. Just say hello back. This is how this works.
Yep.
This is English, And I'm like, how are you? And you're like, I'm good. How are you? Like, it's ABC 1, 2, 3. God damn, how hard is it? Learn how to talk. Sorry, I'm done. I'm getting off my soapbox.
Nate's gonna get off his soapbox here.
Your parents failed you.
Hey, episode number 188 is officially in the books. Inside the Game here. We appreciate you stopping on by here on this Wednesday morning. Don't forget to subscribe, like us, share this with your friends and family. You can watch us on Roku and Twitter and YouTube and Facebook and Instagram as well as TikTok. And so we appreciate you being a part of the conversation, being a part of what we're doing here at the National Soccer Network. We'll be back here tomorrow morning, same time, same place, for number 189 here on Thursday the 13th. That's Nathan Wengler, Ryan Glinsky, our producer. I'm Jonathan Turner. Have a great rest of your Wednesday, and we'll see you tomorrow at the same time, same place, right here on Inside the Game. From the biggest matches to the hottest takes, Jonathan Turner and Nathan Wengler bring you the stories, the analysis, and the edge you won't get anywhere else. Streaming live weekdays at 9 a.m. on YouTube, Roku TV, Facebook, Twitter, and all major platforms. No filters, no fluff, just real talk, real soccer. This is Inside the Game.